Hi, Susan.
Hi, Linda. Are you warm?
I am. How about you?
I, sort of, sort of. I didn't start my wood stove today because I just am tired of it. So now I wish I'm tired of hauling wood because it's downstairs and I have to haul it up in the length of the house. So I'm just taking a break, and now I'm thinking, well, it's ready to go, so I could start it at any time.
Yeah, I understand. Um, I just brought in some, I always start mine in the early evening, because when
Right.
I'm working in a different room. So anyway, yes, I understand. I just zoomed out.
Yeah, I'm just having a little break here, and I'm looking at it, and I do like it, but anyway,
Yes, it's a lot of work.
it is. And what do you do with your ashes?
Well, I save them, and then I use them for ice. Oh, why is that guy? Oh, okay, so Susan Millinger is here. I'm admitting, but Susan's muted. I'm admitting Janice. Um,
And there's
and
Joanne.
yeah, so we'll just wait for everybody to get here. There's Joanne.
What, honey? What?
There's Janice. So we seem to have a guest. Everybody, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So before we get started, I just want you to know we have a guest, and his name is Doc Prune, and he is a reporter from the Reminder.
Okay, could I please have his name again?
Doc, D-O-C, and the last name is Prune, P-R-U-Y-N-E, and he's from the Reminder. So I'm going to admit him. I am familiar with him from select board meetings. That's why I recognize his name. So I'm going to admit him, and then we'll formally start our meeting.
Hide my soup then.
Check in and see why he's here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So why don't we call our meeting to order, and at 4:02 p.m. and recognize that this is a special extra meeting to talk only about our the age-friendly survey. So we'll take our roll call of those who are present. So Linda Ava Scott here.
Joanne Bernhardt here.
Susan Gomberg here.
Janice Gray here.
Susan Millinger here.
Okay, and I'd like to recognize that Doc Prune is here. I think that's how you pronounce your name. And I recognize your name from having attended select board meetings. So Doc, would you like to just introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Doc Prune. I'm a reporter with the Reminder, and I'm 63 years old, so I'm personally interested in COA issues.
Okay, great. Well,
Thank
thanks for coming, and we're really tonight, just this afternoon, just going to be this is an extra meeting to focus on the age-friendly survey that LifePath, as part of the age-friendly, dementia-friendly regional network, is has compiled and is putting out. And so we're going to talk about our logistics. Okay, so Janice and I met with Noor on the
13th.
13th.
Thursday?
Yes.
2 weeks ago, right? And I actually meant to send you my notes, Linda, but I didn't, but I got them here on my screen.
Okay, great. Well, I took notes as well, though. If you'd like to summarize the meeting, if you'd like, if not,
Yours might be way more succinct.
okay. Well, basically, we met with Noor and he was very enthusiastic. I had a technical difficulty, so I could only participate by chat. Janice was there and did a great job asking our questions. And, basically, we talked about the fact that the survey was going to be coming out imminently, and that the goal of collecting the data will be to apply for action grants to improve people's lives. And so we talked about various forms of outreach that LifePath would be doing, which will be online and social media. And, then all the various COAs would be coming up with strategies that work for their communities and how to get the word out. And so that's really the focus of our meeting tonight. And
I could go a little more.
jump in.
Okay, so he said that that they're going to have a press release, and that some towns are going to have drop boxes and hard copies, so that people who don't use the internet much or don't feel comfortable doing it online can pick up the hard copies somewhere, such as at a post office, town hall, senior center, which we don't have. And in our case, could be the library. There's already a drop box at town hall. If I'm saying that for Doc's benefit. And he will also have a paper mailing, and we did get a printout of a printable version of that the other day, and I have a comment on that. But anyway, he would send out a paper mailing with a self-addressed stamped envelope for people who we identify as unlikely or unable to fill out something online or pick up at a post office, whatever. And he will be offering phone support.
Right.
And then when we asked our question, I'll try to make this really fast. We had talked at our previous meeting about how this survey, our being the Council on Aging's previous meeting, how the survey was aimed at people ages 50 and up, but our mailing list is age 55 and up. And he said he wasn't worried about that. And then Linda had pointed out that we could get other ages, we had to. But the other thing is, if the survey will be open for, now we know, till March 11th, you didn't have an exact date then.
Yeah.
He will be keeping an eye out on the volume of responses coming in from the different towns online, or if people contact him asking for a paper copy. And I've got a little bit of confusion about that that we can puzzle over if we have to. If he notices that Shutesbury or any other town is lagging behind in its response, he can make adjustments, such as the mailings that he mentioned that he could do with self-addressed stamp envelopes. Now, if we, Shutesbury Council on Aging, can narrow our mailing list, which is currently 55 and up, to the most vulnerable people, such as seniors on the older side of the demographic range, a LifePath would help us with postage to send the surveys out and back, postage to the people, and then the self-addressed stamp envelope for them to send it on to LifePath.
Hang on a second. I mean, I know you're trying to save time, and so you're
I can
rushing.
send you,
but it's not so helpful for the secretary.
I can send you the notes.
Still, it's helpful for people to have time to take it in, Janice.
Okay, so I will stop then. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at my notes. I don't see your faces right now.
Yeah. Thank you, Janice. That was a very succinct summary. And
there is a piece, well, Susan's catching up. He did send me something to put in the our town newsletter. I've got it started on the front page to try to get attention to it.
yes, and Janice, I would like very much if I think it will be fruitful for our subsequent decisions around what we're gonna, what we're gonna talk about specifically, is what we can do as a council to promote the survey.
Right, that's.
But I wondered if you would be willing to either screen share or summarize what is going to be in our town regarding.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna get out of my notes here then, get back to let me just save something else, so you don't see another article for our town. Okay, so now
I'm gonna make you co-host so you can screen share, okay?
Okay, I gotta figure out how to do it.
Okay,
Only done it once.
yeah, so you just go down to screen share and then pick the document you want to show.
Okay.
So screen share hover over the bottom of your screen. And you
Oh, I
can
thought I thought I did that.
You did it.
Okay, I don't know what you're seeing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to the first page.
Yeah.
This is the draft still, but it's a work in progress. And here's where the article begins. I can zoom, I think I can zoom out so you can see the whole, wait a minute. Let me go to whole page rather than page width. Now you see all my little detrituses on the side. That might be too small for you though.
Yes,
it is too
go
small.
back to where you were.
Okay,
Janet.
it's just pretty big.
That's okay. That means we can read it.
Okay.
Yes.
And I would also be very happy because I'm thinking ahead to the town announce.
Yes,
That we would-
exactly. That's why I want to look at this so we can.
Yeah, it was on my notes later in the meeting to send it to you, to say I was going to send it to you. So this is where his article begins, and it goes from here up to there. Then it jumps. He does say in the survey, and I was thinking of adding it, that you'll be putting a drawing for a gift card if you fill out the survey. I could add that up here or somewhere. I did rearrange his press release a little bit so that the thing we want people to do, take the survey, is not buried at the end of his article, which it kind of is in his press release. So let me know when you want me to go to page 7.
I'm good. Everybody?
Yeah.
How about
Yeah, I'm
Susan
ready.
Gomberg? How about you? You can't see this.
Yeah, I
No,
can
but
email it to
I
them.
have a good imagination.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to go to the jump. No, actually, no, I moved it. That's right. I was getting worried about space. So I jumped it so that page 7 is not where it is now. It's now on, and it might go back to page 7. It continues on to the library page because there was some extra space there.
Okay.
But it might go back to be actually on the Council on Aging page. I don't know. And this is a note to me that if I have space, he sent us some graphics. I'll let you read the text, but he sent a couple of graphics. I didn't think I'd have room for them, and now I think I do. So that's putting the graphic of 8 whatevers of room. That's a note to myself.
Mhm.
It's like
Is
the
it
8. What?
Is it appropriate to ask a question or make a comment at this point?
I think so.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I would just like to suggest that if you can, the top 2 lines that are part of Noor's address would go on the first page. If you can,
I'll try.
you may have to cut something out to do it, but I think it would be more of a whole if that information were on at the bottom, because there may be some people who won't, go on to follow it on whatever page it continues.
Yeah, or you could put Meg Ryan RN on the.
Or I could put the survey, I could see what's more important to you, in your opinion? The survey will be open until Friday, March 11th, or the address? Because if I took that out, which was not in his original press release, because his note to me, because he didn't have that date, I'm just going to take it out and you'll see if that fixes it.
You know, another way to do it is to take out that first sentence in an effort to make the survey accessible to as many people as possible, and just start off life path is accepted.
Good idea. All
Good
right,
suggestion.
yes,
Yes, and then because knowing that there's a due date is really important.
yeah.
Yes.
And don't worry about this weird thing here, because it's what it's doing is it's flowing into another text box. So I will make a note to myself to fix the jump.
Thank
So
you. Thank you,
that's a
Janet.
great idea, Susan. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
An M,
Any,
that is.
Joanne or any?
I'm going back to the other
Any
place
other
where it is.
questions?
Sorry for zipping around here. So that's the rest of it.
So the top 2 lines should fit on the first page. Because there was another,
Yeah, that's right. Once I moved it, when I play with it, yeah, it should, because that would be the Council on Aging headline, which is not on the front page. You're right. I'll fix that. Because it should work. If I go back to the front page. Yeah, the Meg Ryan's the rest of that will be there. It'll fit.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
Oops, I keep going to 7 when it's not anymore.
Thank you, Janice. This is really helpful to know.
Mhm.
Well, I have
So
a couple.
when is the Our Town going out?
The first full week of February, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty close to finishing it
Mhm.
early, a little bit early. I'm supposed to get it to town hall on Tuesday. I think it might be before that.
Tuesday, the 1st.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to keep going on my notes unless you want to, because it may be the same things you're already thinking about.
Yes. So do you want to,
Okay, yeah.
if everybody's all set, we can take down the screen share so that we can see each other more fully. Are we good? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So how do I do that?
You just say up at the top.
Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Stop share.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so something I noticed. I went and looked at now that it's live, I looked at this online survey and then I looked at the PDF.
Yeah.
Online survey does have a drop-down menu where you check off whether I'm a caregiver under age 50, I'm 50 to 59, I'm 60 to 69, etc. We talked about this at our earlier meeting in January.
Mhm.
It's just that little breakdown is not on the paper survey. It's
Right.
just your age, I think. What I was going to propose is if we decide that, we're going to have a limited run for cost reasons of a printed survey to our most vulnerable population, we could use the same breakdowns that are in the survey online to decide which group we want to focus on. Because it says that instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, so it's 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, 90 years old or older. So that's just a starting point that I just wanted to throw out there, and then I'll stop.
Okay, so there's there are a couple of things. One is that we could, as a Council on Aging, put out a town announce, letting people know about the survey, the online survey, and to look for more information in there. We can provide the link. I think we can provide the link in the town announce. I'm not sure, but we could just say, look for information about the survey in the upcoming issue of Our Town.
I think you can.
Can put the link?
I think I've seen them in
Okay,
other announces. We can't do attachments is what we can't do in a town. announcement.
okay, right. Oh, right. Okay, that's it. And so, you know, that seems to be something that an action we can do as a council to promote the newsletter. One step. Another, Janice mentioned, mailing to the most vulnerable, those who, you know, the perhaps the age group who would have less online access and, you know, might not be able to leave home, for example, to pick up a survey, more, you know, easily pick up a survey or return a survey in the Dropbox.
Yes.
And so I just, not having paid close enough attention to realize that the online survey, the difference in the online survey regarding the age group bit, I just did I have a resident age list, and from a year ago, because you know, it's Grace is in the midst of doing the annual
The town census, is that what's happening?
town census now. So, but anyway, just for rough numbers, I did 75 years of age and older, and I counted about 129 people in that age group. Now, we know some of the people in that age group, and they may be just fine about receiving an online survey. And so, you know, there, you know, potentially perhaps a couple of us could go through the list and talk about that offline. And of those, I did a rough survey, again, going through that list, and they're between 18 and 20. No, so that would be between 36 and 40 of the people are in a two-person household. So, you know, some places would be getting two unless we mail them individually. But anyway, that's just kind of a rough number. I see that the breakdown is different on the survey, but anyway, that's just some food for thought. One of the things that Nora had mentioned, and I guess I misunderstood, was that each of the councils would be perhaps listing a name or two of people that folks could call for help with
Right.
filling out the survey. And that you know, that's, Nora has provided two people from LifePath. Whether or not we want to have folks could call and leave a message on our COA line, and you know, we could figure out who would be able to call them back and help them with their survey. So those are just some topics for discussion.
I should also, this is Janice speaking. I also want to just point out, if you haven't gone through the PDF version that he sent, it's 9 pages long.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
if you, that would be
That's long.
five sheets of paper if you did it front and back.
Right, front and back, plus there'd have to be some sort of, you know, like, I don't know, here's your survey. And,
Yeah, introduction.
you
Yeah.
know, if you have access, you can do it online, and otherwise, here's your paper copy, and you can drop it off at the Dropbox, or you can, you know, if we
Yeah.
put a self-addressed stamped envelope in there, you know.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be thick. And
Yes.
you're right. I did is in my trying to summarize my notes, I did leave out that Nora will be offering phone support, blah, blah, blah. it would be great. It would be good to have 1 to 2 people in Shutesbury who also are willing to offer phone support. He didn't necessarily say council on aging members, but yeah, he did say that. And I apologize for not putting that in there.
Oh, that's okay. So Janice and I are immersed in this, and we would love to hear what everybody else is, thinking, or questions, or.
This is Joanne. I think the idea of the town announced with a hot link would be good. Because the link on the Our Town newsletter, if people can't, just click on it, which they can't, it might be more difficult for people to pick up the address and put it in.
Yes. Right. Which Janet, we have to remember that we can say to people that you can view this newsletter online at.
Can we put a hot link in the newsletter online?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We just can't do it on print. You can't.
No,
do it on-
I know. I'm just saying,
Originally, they were always hot links, and then when we went back to paper, then we lost that ability.
Okay. Susan Millinger?
Are we going to put it on our webpage with the link?
That was something else I was going to ask about.
I think we should.
We certainly could, now that it's live. I didn't want to do it before it was live.
Right.
Mhm.
I think we want to encourage as many people as possible to do it online, because frankly, it looks more overwhelming when you see the 9 pages than when you're just flipping through a little screen, because I did mine today.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought towards the end, I was thinking this is getting too long,
Mhm.
but it was because I had spent all that time on it because I thought about my answers at points, but definitely it's shorter seeming than the PDF.
okay. Okay.
Mhm.
That's great feedback. Did anyone else try it yet?
I looked at the PDF. I didn't do the survey yet.
Yeah.
I
did
will.
too.
I'll
I
go
did
there.
too. Yeah, because
I thought it was very well done after the first version. I thought there were good changes that were made, and that it, is going to capture the data that we need to capture if people do it.
Yeah, that's.
This is
I
Goldberg.
agree.
I also,
Go ahead, Susan, please.
I also ran through the PDF. It seems a whole lot longer than the other version, the one that we got, a month or so ago, and I don't know why. But that was my thought.
I thought it was more concise. That the categories had been worked over so that the potential answers were easier.
Mm.
And that group meeting that I was at, and there were others that I wasn't at with other towns, were suggesting additional things too.
Mhm.
So some of it did get longer.
It doesn't do any good at this point to say this, but when you talk about the current situation, which the survey does, people are going to think, oh, I'm talking about what it's like living with COVID. And your answers would be very, very different if you were answering for life in Shutesbury without COVID. But that's the way it's set up, to talk about current situation.
Yep. And people will answer from whatever lens they're looking at the world at that point in time.
Exactly. We don't really know.
No.
So we have no way of knowing. We will have no way of knowing who's done it and who hasn't done it.
No, we won't,
Right.
because they're anonymous.
Mhm.
No names unless you want to enter.
No, I know. That's what I mean. We won't know, if we're trying to target a specific group to mail to. We have no way of knowing who of that group will have done it online.
No, but like Janice said, nor will be able to see, approximately, he'll be able to know how many people from Shutesbury have responded
Mhm.
at a given point, right, Janice?
That's the idea, that he was going to be monitoring it.
Mhm.
And it wasn't even particularly clear to me from our meeting with him, and I apologize for this. It almost sounded, the way I interpreted our meeting was that he was going to be monitoring the situation, and if he felt there weren't enough responses from Shutesbury, he would let us know, and then we would mail out a survey to a vulnerable group. I don't know if that's what he meant or not, and it doesn't seem quite right to me.
No, I know. I mean, I like looking through the list, it's hard to know, but I anecdotally know of one person on the list that doesn't use the internet.
Yes, and I encountered one today in the library who wanted to know whether his interlibrary loan books came in. And I said, oh, gee, didn't you get a notice? And he said, I don't use those.
Right. So that's why I think it may be helpful for, a couple of us to look over the list together. I mean, we can do it on the phone and just have a sense of who definitely, we know some people who will definitely need a mailing. Susan?
This is Susan M. again. I'm wondering whether if we have a lot of names we don't know about, we could ask Mary Ann for her input, because she will know a lot from the library who do go online or who don't.
Okay, that's a good idea.
This is Gomberg. I'm looking at the PDF, and the second question, it says, how old are you? Is that something Noor is going to look at and could let us know how old people, the ages of people responding, and would that at all help targeting people? As you mentioned earlier, the numbers you were looking at, Linda.
So the thing is that the PDF has that, but the online one has, correct me if I'm wrong, Janice, the online one has ranges.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Oh,
it's
okay.
different.
Well,
Yeah.
wouldn't that help? Also, that should help also, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yep. It'll give us a sense of what groups of people who are responding.
So it might be a good idea to ask Noor if he would be willing to do that.
To do what?
To
Susan?
check to check ages, so they can let us know if there's a particular category we need to address.
I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think that the time frame of if the online survey is up until March 11th, at that point, if Noor looks at things, we could mail after that, because there's not enough time in between to get the information of how many respondents from which town and what the age range might be, so that it could still go on after the 11th, or the mailing could go on after the 11th.
Yes, and Janice, help me. Does Noor's announcement say that people can call him for a mailed survey?
That's where I got very confused. Yes, it does. I'm going back there on my own. You don't need to have me screen share again.
No.
It says, to request a printed copy be mailed to you, and for any other inquiries, please contact Noor Katabi, or however it's pronounced, and then his address, or Meg Ryan, the regional public health nurse. So that's why if they do that, I don't know how. I was kind of surprised to see that, because I thought he was asking us to handle that, unless he's going to write to us and say, I don't know. There's obviously.
I mean, it sounds like it sounds like he's put it out that people could call him and they would mail a survey, which would, in a way, give more direct information to LifePath about who's request, for their data. So I guess we just keep promoting. We can promote it by a town announce, and we can tell people that they can. I don't want to confuse matters,
Yeah.
because now, if people want help filling out a survey through us, we don't really have the capability to actually do that. Whereas NOR probably does have the capability to actually fill out an online survey for someone while he or Meg are talking to them. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I
Well,
think we need to
at
get
the
a
moment,
little more.
I think we have our town. If we put a hot link from our town on the web copy of our town,
Yeah.
we do a town announce and we put it on the COA website. Janice, if you could refer also in the our town to check the COA website, and we can put a hot link there. I think that's three ways of getting the word out.
Right. Yes, you're right. And in the town announce, we can say, if you want a written copy, call NOR.
So then
Or
why?
or call COA. I frankly think it's more friendly for people in Shutesbury to
Okay.
call
Okay.
COA.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I mean, I feel better about it too.
Mhm.
And then I don't know what we'll do, but
And I think maybe we could ask Noor to send us, I mean, we have the PDF, but if he could send us a paper copy of what would go out, an example of what would go out.
That's what he was trying to do.
no,
Well, I know,
that's why we
I
have the
know.
PDF. Yep.
I know, but I'm wondering if there's a way to shrink it.
You can't make it too small for people to read, people our age,
I know,
that.
but it's so long. It's so long.
It
you know?
is.
Janice?
So I'm sorry, I think we need to get some clarification from NOR about who is responsible for mailing this thing to the people who aren't going to be doing it online, because it sounds like, I mean, he was saying, oh, we'll give you guys money for the self-addressed stamp envelope and so on, but then he's saying, contact me if you want. There's something that's not making sense to me.
There's a confusing dual message here, Janice. You're absolutely right.
And maybe he made a decision about having people call him after he met with you and me, Susan,
Mhm.
on the 13th.
Mhm.
Because he sent me that announcement on the 21st, his press release.
Right. And I'm reluctant to confuse people too. I'm reluctant for there to be one message in the newsletter and then we give a different message in the town announce. Like the town announce can say, look in the current upcoming issue of our town newsletter for information about the survey. Here's a link to the online survey. If you would like a paper copy, please call. And I know it would make sense for them to call us, but at the same time, we would have to have printed copies and, I'm a little, yeah, you're right. It's like, what's the most?
Well, if people called COA and we got the name and address of someone who wanted a paper copy, we could send it to Noor.
Yep.
He still was talking, this is Janice Gray again. He was still talking at our meeting about having copies to pick up at a post office or something like that. So I think we need to clarify something with him.
Susan Millinger, yes, that sounds like a good idea. And also I think our town ought to reflect what the final situation is, even if
Right.
it's a change from Noor's text. Or in addition to Noor's text, if it's going to be an either or, not an either or, but an or. Contact COA or contact Noor.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have to have this newsletter done today,
Right.
but
So, right. It seems, I mean, I guess we need more, I agree, more clarification from Nor, but at the same time, it's more direct if people do call Nor because they have, they have the capacity to have the surveys printed out and to mail them to people, I mean, we can do it, but I don't know.
Well, also, if they call LivePath, there will be a live body answering the phone right away.
That's right. Yes,
Ah.
right. Yep. I mean, I check our phone line every day. But you're right, there's not a live person answering it. There's a voice message and but they do get an answer, they do get retrieved on a regular basis. I mean, Monday through Friday, I check them.
would you like, this is Janice, would you like me to contact Nor and try to sort this out?
I think that would be good, Janice, if you could, because you've been in touch with him.
Well, we all have.
Probably. Well, you have been in touch with him more than the rest of us, I think, so.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that's true, but because of the newsletter, I can couch it even as,
Yes,
but I'm a little confused because you're saying which I want to make sure that the newsletter has it right.
yeah,
Perfect.
because
Yeah.
you're saying that if people want a printed copy, they should call you, or they need help filling out the survey, they should call you or Meg. And we want to be clear that that's the path.
Right.
Because earlier you mentioned individual towns doing it. So we just wanted to make sure we know if there's been a change.
Or, that this is the path, right? And so we're giving out the correct information. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I should phone him or email him. He's pretty good about responding to email.
He is. And the text is right in front of him. You see it when you read it. Whereas when you hear something, it might not be immediately clear unless you're good at asking questions.
So timing, I mean, the point of meeting tonight was because of timing. Because our next meeting is the 9th. So we would be able to take whatever actions, but so thoughts on that?
Janice, so Millinger, Janice can let us know what she and Noor clarify, right? And she can just email us that, correct? So we will know, because I would think I think we could tell her that she is to go ahead and include in the Our Town article whatever she and Noor come to an understanding about, which we can then use for town announce and the webpage. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think that's positive.
Yes. So what you're saying, Susan M., is that that we're empowering Janice to obtain the necessary information from NOR and put, ensure, right, and put whatever conclusion they come to in the newsletter.
Mhm.
And then then there's the town announce question though, put when, like, I'd like to get a town announce out soon because the survey is live and nobody knows it except us.
Mhm.
Are we the only ones that received it? I mean, I got a copy in my email, not
Yeah.
just from you, but
Yeah.
from Noor.
I did as well.
Right, but I think that's because he has all our, Joanne, did you get a copy other than the one I forwarded?
I got the one you forwarded.
Yeah, so this was just COA contacts,
Okay,
not a widespread information about the survey. I mean, I know Village Neighbors put out something about the survey in their newsletter recently, but I would really like us to put out a town announce soon.
Right.
So I guess I will, how about if folks, would you be comfortable if Janice lets me know what she learns from NOR and then I can craft a town announce from that?
Yes.
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 So question, what about Village Neighbors? We don't want to be putting out a different version than
Right.
Village Neighbors is, do we? Because we've got members of Village Neighbors.
We're gonna put out what we're gonna put out. What we're, I don't know.
Okay,
I think this is Janice, I think what Linda may be referring to when she says that it was in the newsletter, I got an email newsletter from them. It had sort of general information about the survey.
okay,
And I don't think there's been anything more recent.
No,
okay, good.
no. Yeah,
Okay.
it was just a general sort of AARP.
It's coming kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah,
perhaps
thank
you
you.
could
Yeah.
give them the same text, Linda. You could forward the same text to Village Neighbors again of what goes into town announce.
Well, they'll see it.
Well, I know, but I don't, how often do they do their newsletter?
I don't know, but what I mean is there are members of Village Neighbors in Shutesbury, so if they're on town announce, they'll get it.
True, yeah.
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 Yeah, but we can,
Doesn't hurt
I mean,
to,
no, NOR is communicating with them because
good,
it's part of
okay.
the network. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just, brainwave, I remembered. Okay, so Janice will talk to NOR and then Janice will talk with me and we will, Janice will have the newsletter bit and then I'll have the town announce. Everybody is good with that.
And
Mhm.
Janice will do website too?
Yes.
Yes, yes, thank you, Janice.
Thank you very much, yeah.
And so I guess that we don't have to really go through our list right now. Because the newsletter, help me with that, I'm thinking this carefully, because of course, town announce is going to go out and only people who use internet are going to see the town announce and then are signed up for it are going to receive it. But when they get residents, everybody's going to get their newsletter. So if they don't use the internet, then they can then call for a copy of the survey,
And I just
right?
found what Village Neighbors wrote because I had saved it. And what they say is if you have trouble filling out the survey, contact the Village Neighbors call manager for assistance. So that's what they wrote in January. In the
Okay,
January
thank
newsletter.
you, Janice. Okay.
Because now I got nervous. I thought, I know I saved it. What did they say?
Yeah.
All right, get rid of that.
And does anyone know if Village Neighbors sends their newsletter out to people who don't use the internet?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I tend to get both paper and online copies.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So people who are members will be getting paper, the information by paper
Mhm.
from Village Neighbors. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Not at the moment, not until we find out more from Noor. And
This
then
is
we-
Gomberg. I thank Janice. I thank Linda. As usual, I thank Susan Millinger, and I thank Joanne. So thank you all for all this work you're doing that I'm not doing.
You do plenty of work,
Yes,
Susan. not
plenty.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Oh, well, when the fit clinic's open, yes, but I truly appreciate what you are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Well, thank you, but it's certainly Janice and Linda who are leading the game here.
Yes.
And thank you both.
Well.
Okay.
But you got us back into the game, Susan Millinger.
Right.
Yep, yep. Okay, so if Janice sends out clarifying information, that's okay. Just remember, we're not responding.
Okay, so you do want me to send clarifying information to not
Just so everybody has it.
not just to you, but to everyone. Okay.
Yes, so everybody has it, so they know. And, but there's no discussion.
Right.
Right.
Okay, just as a, open meeting law reminder that, and we're meeting on the 9th, so, we'll proceed from there. We'll have more information about how it's, we may have some feedback, who knows?
It's a good looking survey, I think. I mean, I know it's got flaws in PDF, but it really is a pretty decent survey, which is collecting good information. So we should be pleased to be associated with it.
Thank you for that observation. And plus, you're the first one to fill it out.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so are we feeling some closure?
I hope so, because I have to leave shortly.
I've been watching the clock because of that.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so it's now 4:51 p.m. I move that we close the meeting.
Gomberg, I second it.
Gray seconds. So, oh, no, sorry. Ah, my brain's dead.
Oh, we have a question. Excuse me.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, Doc, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. Linda, would it be okay for me to call you about this whole survey effort sometime tomorrow?
Oh, actually, the person to contact, it's okay if you want to call me, but the real expert about the survey is Noor. Does someone have Noor's full name handy?
Yeah.
Academy Strauss.
Okay, can you spell that for Doc, please?
Please repeat that.
I can give them the
Yeah.
whole thing.
What?
Okay, go Janice.
Okay, so it's Noor, N-O-U-R, and I don't know how to pronounce this, E-L-K-H-A-T-T-A-B-Y, and then a third name, S. Strauch, S-T-R-A-U-C-H. His title is Age-Friendly Program Manager. His email is take all those names, take Neckleby Strauch, make them all one word, at lifepathmath.org. And the phone number, which is like what you really want, is 413-829.
413.
413
413
829
829.
9274. He's the person we've been talking about. And and he's at Life Path.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, Noor, what?
Okay,
was cut
he's
off.
from Morocco, so the name's not one we're terribly familiar with in this country. Nour is his first name, as far as I
Okay,
know.
Yes, that's what we call him, Noor.
Yeah, well, but I know that well, not a long story, you don't want to know about, but some countries, the family name comes first. So, and then Elkhattaby, and then the third name is Strauch, and his email address is that Nekataby Strauch, all run together. There's no space in there. At Life Path MA, so it's LIFEPATHMA.org. And then you have the phone number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
I would like to talk to somebody here in town. Is somebody willing to talk to me?
This is Joanne. I would be willing to talk to you. Hi, we emailed once. You were asking for information about some program that I don't remember, that we were too small as a town to do, but I'd be happy to talk to you.
Okay,
Since we emailed, I can bring up your email and send you my contact information. Would that help?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my email is doc, DOC,
Mm-hmm.
PRUYNE
Mm-hmm.
at Gmail.
Okay.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks,
And,
Doc. Thank you, Joanne. Thanks.
Thank you.
Doc, is there anything
and
else we
thank you
can
for
help you
having me.
with?
At this point, no. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And in the nick of time, we had a motion and a second to adjourn, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Susan's gonna leave for another Zoom, so.
So
Okay, I'm
Bernhard,
changing the time to
Mhm.
4:56.
okay.
Yeah.
Roll
Okay,
call.
Bernhard, aye.
Schomburg, aye.
Gray, aye.
Millinger, aye.
Scott, I.
Phew.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you,
bye.
everybody.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.